And welcome once again, like clockwork. We are here again tonight for round 14 of Realm of Racing at the Singapore Grand Prix, the first night race of the season. And I could not be more excited. With me as always, my man Hunter. How are you feeling tonight?
Yes, sir. First night race of the season. As you said, I mean, look at these cars under the lights. That's one thing F1 didn't mess up. These cars look beautiful under the lights. But yeah, no, we've got a decent pack. As you guys can see, the attendance is getting a little bit shady, but which isn't always a great sign. The attention to F1 right now being at a little bit of a low, but hopefully that gets better, because it kind of seems like we're going through a little bit of a mid-season slump. But nonetheless, solid group of guys out here. We have our two championship leaders, David Shahood and Total Carnley, only separated by 17 points. We obviously didn't race last week. We had our little spa moment. The game just would not let us
not cooperate.
Yeah, so Russia will be raced, I believe, after Christmas break. So schedule will be amended, and we'll get to Russia eventually. But for now, yeah, we've got Singapore.
No, hopefully the numbers come back though and stuff. A couple of people happen to miss for some unseen issues and stuff, but hopefully we'll still have strong numbers throughout the year.
Right, yeah, a lot of guys out with personal issues, different things of that nature. I'm on board with Routine right now. I think he's the first one to obviously put in a lap. I haven't even put my lap data on. Let's get that out.
And he hooks up the hairpin there. Let's see, how much curb is he going to take here? Just runs a little bit of it, not much.
This is one of my favorite parts of this section. Oh, there's Aston Martin, but he's getting out the way.
Okay. Yeah, that's never what you want to see coming underneath the bridge right here and seeing a car just stop right in front of you on the racing line.
I mean, we saw how much just one car can affect a real-life driver. And I saw so many people commenting, like, kind of in defense of, like, why did Max get mad this weekend at Yuki and possibly also Sergio in the moment. But
yeah, it was kind of a tough all around.
It's so easy to get distracted by just something in front of you like that.
Was trying to help Pierre and whatnot, but sometimes it's not a lot of places to go on the track.
Right, it was really nobody's fault. It just so has
kind of like you just approached at wrong time, wrong place.
Right. Maybe you could argue Red Bull. Maybe you should have got some more space. That's Routine. Ooh, almost going a little bit too deep, but I think he's actually already put in his lap. He's put in a 137.8. Tails has gone almost a whole second and a half quicker. A 136.3, so I'm not really sure what to expect as of yet. Total Carnley puts in a 136.7, so he's a couple tenths off of Tails as well. Thunder down below them putting in a 138, so the time's kind of all over the place right now, but I'm sure things will come back into the fold here soon. Most underrated, unfortunately.
And I'm not sure who this is, but the new driver has gone ahead and gone to provisional pole for the moment.
Oh, that is correct. I almost forgot to give him a little bit of a shout-out. I just got him in the league today. I don't know if he's going to be a full-time driver as of yet, but today he's subbing in, and 136.36, giving Tails a little run for his money. Because, yeah, I think he's filling in for Bio right now, and Tails is actually having to reverse in the little runoff that he has. Must have made a mistake and ended up off track.
Yeah, there's no escape roads.
No. It's kind of like Baku. He was like Mahavir when he was at Baku.
Oh my gosh! Okay, couldn't turn around. It
kind of was like obviously Tails was able to like do it, but like in terms of where he did that, it was very similar. He had to like go forward, reverse,
not gonna lie,
reverse.
That video makes you question how some people get super lights. I mean,
but at the same time, it answers so many questions. Oh, David! Getting really squirrely and not the cleanest first lap that I've seen from David.
And he's cruising at the end.
He's lucky to still be in qualifying, and he's crossing the line in 4th as well with the 137.1.
And he's gonna have to be careful to not get disqualified here either, because it can happen so quick. And he stopped on the track.
He's gonna have to do it really quickly now. I think he's stuck.
Yeah.
All right, he's gonna go now.
He's waiting for the McLaren. Okay, so he does save the car, but now he's gonna have to obviously complete the whole lap with no wing. Oh, that's super unfortunate. He did cross the line though and get a 137.1.
In his last sector, I tuned in with him on his last sector. It looked really, really squirrely, like he was fighting the car, especially on the curbs. He was trying to go over and use the curbs, but it just seemed really, really not too grippy for him. But we'll see if he's able to improve on that, because if he is, obviously, I think he probably 4 or 5 tenths in that lap.
Yeah, definitely lost quite a bit of time just on the last 2 corners.
Yeah, at least. Ooh, underrated, getting a little bit of understeer. I know he's done a couple of laps on these tires.
I was just about to say that, and he takes a lot of curve there.
I think he nicked the wall.
Clipped the wall. I was about to say, if he didn't, it was about a credit card away.
I couldn't tell. It kind of seemed like he did, but
that almost was like Monaco or something.
Right. I didn't see anything fly off. I mean, they've given the comparisons that this is a Monaco at night. So, but no, nonetheless,
he was definitely cutting it about as close as you could get.
Having to lift
a little slow.
Like his tires are dead. Look at this understeer.
Maybe almost not collecting the wall again.
And we know that underrated. After kind of speaking to him after the race, he invalidated again right there.
That is never good.
Speaking to him after last race, that he didn't even pick a setup for last race. He was so excited in his first race back to get on track. He did not pick a setup. I think, is David already... Okay, so David's invalidated. He must have stayed out after having that spin. But didn't he get damage? I don't know. That's interesting. I believe maybe he's...
he definitely lost his... Yeah, he definitely lost front wing.
I thought so.
Okay, so Groovy is not on the lap. He lets Tito go by. I think Tito super close to the wall as well.
So I don't know how to pronounce his name, and we're gonna have to figure it out eventually. Raquens. Okay.
I
don't know. It seems like it could be Spanish. I don't know. I
wasn't sure if it was Raquens or something, but
yeah, I'm not too sure. I have no idea. I think either you could be right, and I could be so far off.
Okay, you go with one and I'll go with the other, and that way we can't be wrong, you know?
Oh, we can be mad at one of us. We can still find a way to be wrong.
If we're pronouncing it wrong, we do apologize.
Right.
Because I am definitely not the best at English, but...
And so I'm watching Azure now. I believe he just passed his temporary teammate, Canadian Necktie, who's subbing in tonight. Actually, Azure is invalidated, so I'm going to tune in with Groovy, who hasn't put in a lap yet. I really do prefer the onboard for qualifying
than the other one.
Yeah. It's not very helpful to be in the broadcast mode for qualifying. You really want to see how they're taking each turn.
Well, it takes a little bit of curb on that entrance.
Yes, that's clean.
Yeah, I was about to say,
this is one of the hardest parts of the track. He nails it pretty well. Stays away from that inside curb that kind of sticks out on the left. He's going to be able to pass Tito, no problem. Yeah, decent traction out of that hairpin, too. That can be a really hard traction zone there.
Yeah, honestly, I love this track, and that is the one corner that I struggle with the most, for sure.
That hairpin's one of them. I love that hairpin. You know, you get punished for trying to overdo it, and you basically you get helped out if you just kind of clean with it. It's almost like that right hand. Yeah, you definitely. Baku. Oh my God, there's a spun car.
Well, I know there was a car right on the side. That's one where you definitely want to be slow in, fast out, not worth trying to break.
Groovy just went pole by 3/10, a 136.068. So he is zooming. Now we are in the second wave of laps. There should be obviously a little bit of track evolution, but 3/10 improvement from the first wave of laps is pretty solid. So we'll see if oh, Total Carney 35.944 as I'm speaking.
He already
He's
drops
already
down.
just beaten that. Not to mention Racanes and Tails both on laps. I think Tails is about to cross the line now. Takes this last corner.
Racanes hits the wall.
Tails
runs
goes
too
pole.
deep and hits into the wall, so Tails does drop in the pole. Yeah, he's going to have to back out of this lap.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm not sure if he has damage, but definitely lost a lot of time there.
Potentially, I think he might. It wasn't the hardest impact. I didn't actually see nothing fly off, but he, just went a little deep.
On board.
And it looks like he is going to go to the pits.
Yeah, probably just to be safe. I think I would also, if you hit a wall, I think just be safe, because you know, sometimes it doesn't always tell you that you have damage.
I've noticed on this game it'll show up definitely a lighter color for sure than previous years, but
Canadian. I can't tell if he's on a fast lap. I believe he is. Oh, he has to really
a little bit of a lift there.
Must not have felt good on the traction. He's not gonna quite get in there. He's gonna do a 136.7. Still good enough for 5th place at the moment. So we're seeing these times tighten up now, especially towards the top 3. Only 2 tenths, really a tenth and a half in it.
Yes, now we're under 4 minutes remaining.
Going into the pits. Underrated. And oh my goodness, invalidated. And he's warming his tires, and he was so close to just hitting the wall there. Still just getting used to the game. This is still probably his 2nd week playing the game, and if you've, come from...
Yeah, taking that long of a time off to jump right back in, it's definitely jumping right back into the deep end for sure. A lot of very fast drivers out there.
Yeah, right.
As Gelfie just, I think he's starting another lap now, or starting a lap now, but his first time just.
Yeah, Gelfie just hasn't been on it the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, at the beginning of the season, Alpine was looking super strong, but look for the recovery here. Let's.
Underrated, keeping his lap.
A little bit of a lockup. Oh,
makes it pretty narrow and it goes deep. Locks up there. There's a 105.0 in the middle sector. Not sure if he's on for one. We'll see. Looks like he's kind of struggling for grip here. Yeah, he's into the wall.
Into the wall.
Yeah, that's unlucky.
Rode onto them curbs just a little too much with the steering input on them curbs. Yeah.
I agree. Taking a look at Tito. Tito's sitting in 6th place right now. 137.1 is his current time. So we'll see if he can improve on that. Maybe get into the 36s or even the 35s. Come and surprise us, Tito.
Yeah, another one. Even last race had a very good qualifying. Unfortunate that didn't really get to see it through and stuff. But
seems like he's had a few very solid qualifyings in the last few weeks. Or really in the last month, it feels like. But he just hasn't been able to necessarily put it all together with the race pace, or just maybe gets unlucky with something that happens.
I was gonna say, he almost reminds me of Valtteri sometimes. Just just gets clipped just the wrong way. Just most of the time, no fault of his own, but just. Which once you get sent to the back and you have damage at the start of a race, it's almost impossible then to.
It's very hard to get your rhythm back, and I think people underestimate the benefit of having cars ahead of you as just a pace keeper, basically. I think that's an underrated thing, because when you're just on your own, yes, it might be nice. If you can manage your pace well, then you probably don't have that issue. But maybe you struggle for pace a little bit, it's probably going to be more helpful if you're behind somebody, so you can see what they're doing, kind of copy what they're doing, right?
As someone who does struggle for pace a little bit, I do like to ride around with the pack when able, for sure.
It definitely you can always learn something in just one lap of driving behind somebody faster. So watching David right now on a hot lap, I believe. Fastest lap of 1:36.1, so or maybe he actually already just said it, because he said it just improved. See,
I believe he is on one. I
like
think you were correct.
But actually,
yeah.
his lights are flashing, so I don't know. Let's see if he turns on his ERS. He does not. Okay. Oh, he did, but just very late. Qualifying is coming to a close. Check in. Crossing the line. I believe this is Azure, not able to put in the time that he needs. Westeco gonna head into the pits. Tito coming across the line now. Improves, but only to 6th.
And I just missed that, but Routine is just wrecked out.
Oh, no.
And is in the wall. I just missed the cars going by him there.
Yeah, he's in the pit wall. So Carney is done. He's invalidated his lap. Tails is on his final lap, and so is Groovy. David is into the pits. So we'll see what happens in our closing section. We're really just waiting for Groovy and Carney to come across the line. They're going to be, I believe, the last ones. Maybe Canadian if he's still out. I can't see his car. We'll see. Watching Groovy come across the line, though. Sends it into the last corner. Just throws the car in. And he's good enough for P2, a 35.89. So just 0.05 away from Tails. And Tails actually ends up improving. So with a 0.5 advantage, a 135.3 put in by Tails. That's a dominant qualifying right there. That is an insane lap. Well done to Tails taking a pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix.
I'm not sure how the Ferrari ended up in this position here on the pit wall there, but Raikkonen is up against the pit wall entrance, it looks like.
Yeah, so I actually... Was that the car that I had seen already? Still sitting there?
Yeah, I'm on board with him right now, and he is racked up against the wall, his front wheels off. I'm surprised it hasn't disappeared yet.
Yeah, that is very confusing. I haven't seen that one. I would think that he's crashed out, no?
Yeah, no, his left tire is sideways.
That's what I was thinking. The suspension's not looking right.
Yeah, no, the suspension's a little off. And that will wrap it up, though. Yeah, no, what an impressive lap there. That looking like Max out there, 0.5 ahead.
Yeah, almost 6. So Tails starting on pole position for the Alfa Romeo boys. Groovy in 2nd, Total Carney in 3rd, David in 4th, Raikkonen. Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna have an interesting pronunciation. I think that's the Norway flag. I'm not too sure. Don't kill me if I'm wrong. Tito in 6th, Canadian in 7th, Gelfie in 8th, Nat in 9th, Acid Masters in 10th, Thunder in 11th, Routine and Azure in 12th and 13th, West Echo in 14th, and then filling out the grid, it is Most Underrated and Not So Vapor. Vapor obviously having that unlucky DSQ. I think he had spun and then was going backwards on the track and got the old DSQ. Oh, it's downpouring!
Are you serious?
It's raining!
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it is raining.
It is raining, yes! I'm rubbing my hands together. Oh my gosh, the race curse of ROR returns. We haven't had rain in I think about 4 or 5 rounds, but before that, it was literally I think 6 out of 8 or 5 out of 8 of the first rounds had seen rain at some point, and Singapore is returning us to the wetty goodness. Pause. But I'm excited. I'm very excited for this one now.
Yeah, this definitely just changed everything 100%.
Yeah, so those soft tires that they were using, none of that mattered in qualifying. They're going to be starting on the wet tires for the most part. Going to run through the grid really quick to see if anybody's taking the old Yarno risk. It doesn't look like it. Nobody's starting on intermediates. Everybody on wet tires, and it looks torrential out there. And on a track like Singapore, with the walls so close, this one could be a struggle for the guys. And these cars look even better in the wet at night. Look at this camera angle of the Alfa Romeo looking so good.
Yeah, no, it's shining. The light's shining down on it. It's making it look very beautiful.
We're seeing the old
The
tails.
Alfa Romeo is a very beautiful livery too. Like, that was gorgeous. Yeah.
I feel like the Alfa Romeo, I think this year is still, like, of the normal liveries, I feel like it's the most underrated just because they've done so poorly this year. But it's
that's one of my favorite
nice
ones.
Livery. Right, I just feel like, obviously with the one-off liveries that we've seen this year, and then tails almost
and
losing it on the formation.
Very good.
But yeah, that livery looks amazing.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and I'm wondering if it's pronounced Rakings or something. I was trying to think again before we start the race.
You're guessing as good as mine. Oh man, yeah, the Alpine looks great as well. The Mercedes looks surprisingly good. The only thing, now I love the Mercedes. The only thing is, I wish they didn't take off their logos that were like scattered around the back of the car. And
yeah, all over
really
it.
Like the gray part. That's on the tail or the fin. But nonetheless, the Mercedes still looks solid. But I would take last year's over this year's for sure. I'm watching Nat's tire warming strategy. It's actually very funny. He is just absolutely... I know he's on control. Oh, he's drifting it!
Oh, he's drifting
He's getting some Tokyo drifting here. He's making sure that these tires are very warm for this start of the race, and you need to have the warmest. It can be the difference in gaining positions and going back 2 or 3. Having tires that are warmer than the people's around you, so we'll see what happens here. Not a great view that we're getting here. I'm sitting on top of the AlphaTauri right now. It's actually the worst view possible. I think I might go... Oh, okay, so if you switch to, like, Groovy or, like, somebody farther back, it gives you a better view.
Gives you a little bit better.
Yeah, because Tails is terrible.
Not.
Okay,
yeah,
now it's not. Now it's not doing T-cam. I think we're about to get underway, though. We always know that we have these weird glitch starts where it goes out for us.
The revs are rising, and the lights are about to go out.
They're still sitting.
Maybe. The brakes would be smoking hardcore if they were sitting this long.
Right. I'm wondering what is going on here. So they are not starting at the moment. Oh boy.
And I'm sure at any moment they are just going to shoot.
There they go! There they go!
And there they go! Tails does good! And there's a few people not moving! Is that the Alfa Romeo? Stop! There's a Mercedes left on the track too! Multiple cars are not moving! Groovy gets past... Or Tails gets around Groovy! And they're barely moving. Something doesn't seem right here.
It's a VSC.
Yeah, multiple cars did not get off on the line. They were sitting there. Yeah, Alpha most underrated has no front wing. Let's.
All right. Yep. We're gonna have to restart yet again. So
Okay, so take a
hopefully this
picture of the
one
quality or
goes
of the.
better.
Well, that was fucked up.
I'm banned from the session. What the fuck, dude? Excuse my language. Jesus.
sounds like Ray Keen or something. Like Ray Keen.
Yeah.
And it does kind of look like that. Ray Keen. But,
I love it.
it just, I don't know.
How the fuck you get that name from?
Bro, we just gonna call you 123.
If it becomes permanent, I'm gonna need his first name. So it might get worse.
Nah, bro, we just gonna call him 123, bro. That's his last of it. So. If he's up towards the front, bro, there might be a little bit of the Ferrari driver. Just like the most blamed, fucking... You ever played, like, an old school game when they had the commentary and shit before you could, like, input your name? Back in the day, and they'd be like, the player and shit made the shot or something. I don't know. I remember,
it would try to say, yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Super overtaken and shit.
That's how it'd be like, the Ferrari driver. Even though that might be a dope name, actually, bro. You know, if he passes a bunch of people, we could be like, he's raking in the positions now. Raking in the positions.
I love how you already are adopted.
Bro, I'm there almost, bro. I'm there almost. Brief intermission. Nah, I know that shit takes a while to set up. Especially on here. No, I meant to look at that earlier. I seen it halfway, that link, for that computer.
Oh yeah, that's
or
the one
whatnot.
I have.
Oh, true. Okay. Hell yeah. Oh my god, I hope that's not what happens. fucking dope and shit, bro. Like me and my brother today watched like fucking two fucking like some of the races and shit that happened prior and shit. Like we watched some of Silverstone in the beginning and fucking Italy up into the wreck and shit on a couple breaks. And trying to get a new fan and shit, bro. Or go ahead. Like this guy Rob who works with us and shit. Like he don't really watch racing or nothing. And I'm like, we'd be watching that shit in front of him. He'd be I see him paying attention more and more. And shit, like he used to always be fucking with his phone. Now he's sitting there watching it because I'll set up the tablet like in the center. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. Try to get another fan. Try to keep F1 popping.
Okay, so we're back and we are trying this again. I was hoping for no need for restarts, but unfortunately we had to restart. So hopefully second time works and we don't have to go a third. But they're on the formation lap now, head into the grid.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a very interesting one. The full wets to start. I'm not sure. We don't have, or I don't at least have an idea on the weather. Is it supposed to dry up or not?
It may dry up, but I do not know when.
Okay, true.
Oh,
yeah, so. But yeah, interesting. That's actually the first time I've ever seen that view. Gave us a view from the inside of the curb. You saw the standing water draining, I'm sorry, behind the curb. Yeah, there's definitely puddles right there, even in the last couple sectors, for sure. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting right there, because that first little S section...
Very tough to know where you're supposed to brake.
You don't want to light up the tires, obviously, on the start. It's very hard when it's wet, like this, full wets, but...
Alright, lining up for the grid.
As we get a little pit strategy there.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I should put up some of my telemetry.
Oh, wait. Okay, yes, I'll just go to the third person. Alright, the last person lining up to the grid now. Here we go. I hear the revs this time. I didn't hear them last time.
Yeah. No, the revs are starting to go up. And are the lights starting to go down.
Here we go.
And Tails gets away a little bit good, and Groovy's going to be right there beside. There's a man in the back of McLaren's wrecked it beside the Ferrari.
Oh,
and
both the McLarens. Both the McLarens. Thunder is out. And again, we have a virtual safety car in the first lap, just like the last restart.
Before they could even reach turn one, we are already under safety car conditions.
And I was actually paying way more attention to the front three. Total Carney was about to actually go for a move around the outside of Tails, but obviously had to pull out of that right away. That BSC was called instantly. The leaders hadn't even really made it through turn one yet. So... Yeah, early VSC.
I could barely see it in the back. I'm not sure if somebody had a bad start or what, and it looked like all I could see was just the McLaren going sideways, and I think he trapped the Ferrari of Routine.
Yeah.
And, Routine was just kind of stuck there between a rock and a hard place because he had nowhere to go. Looks like he is still going, though, fortunate enough, and only to be down two positions right now. Yeah, okay, but he has no wing, though.
Yeah, he'll head into the pits. West Echo also definitely has some damage. We check out Azure. Azure looks okay. Well, yeah, it's actually a full safety car now. It was a VSC at first, but it changed quite quickly to a full safety car. Also, you kind of get an
Yes.
idea now. Look at the liveries are so similar between the Mercedes. When you get that straight-on view, you cannot tell the difference.
Between the Aston and the Mercedes,
yeah,
it's
like
almost
very
identical.
apparent when they're right in front and behind each other,
Mm-hmm.
like they are right now. Yeah, not a racy start. Obviously, we're starting basically under safety car conditions, as close to a safety car start, I think, as you can get in F1. Oh well, Thunder. Okay, I was about to say Thunder. Obviously, DNF'd. So
Now I'm not sure. I'm sorry there, but Raikkon's our new driver right there. I'm not sure why, but he let 2 cars go by when he was on the side of the track, and then just overtake one of them back. But he is. Is he gonna dip into the pits? Yeah. Okay, he is. This is one of the hardest pit lanes
it's
too to
by
hit.
far one of the hardest. Most definitely, my controller just disconnected. That's yeah, no, I completely agree. It might be the hardest pit lane.
Okay, so he's gonna change his. I think so too. I agree with you. I think it is the hardest one.
USA is pretty difficult, but it's honestly for the exact same reason. It's like that sharp.
But I feel like USA, the wall is further back, so you don't have that scare.
Right. You have a little bit more room for error on USA. I agree.
And well, you do have more error. Yeah, so
it's not by like a large margin, but yeah, no.
It's not a whole lot. Still, it's really not
that wall comes up very quick.
It comes up quick, yeah. A couple gainers though, most underrated up 5 positions as Not Sir Vapor as well, up 5. Nat Hammer up 3 positions early.
Yeah, our top 4 staying the same, but obviously a lot of movement behind, and it's literally raining sideways right now.
Yeah, so Routine should be able to, and West Echo, they are going to catch back up to the back of the grid, potentially. Yeah, they should catch. They
might even do another lap. They might not come in this lap. We'll see.
True.
It's a long lap, though, obviously.
Yeah, especially going at this speed.
But I think they would, yeah, no, they're not gonna catch up. I think they probably will do another lap. I'll be kind of surprised if it does come in. So yeah, we'll probably end up doing a 3rd lap under the safety car. I've got a couple people just tuning in live. Shout out to you guys going through the restart with us. Thank you for sticking with us, being our loyal fans. Or maybe Thunder and his wife. I don't know.
Either way, still, we appreciate it.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, look, they are. You were correct. They are going to do another lap. So, like, and Raikkon's picks up a 3-second.
So he had picked up all 3, and I actually did see him go off once, and I was wondering. I was like, I wonder if he got a warning for that. And it was last lap, and it looks like he did. So
yeah, not the ideal time to be taking a risk like that, but.
Now we did have that off track, that moment where he went off track. I don't know, maybe he picked up there. I'm not sure. Not sure.
Now I'm wondering what exactly happened again now at the start. That's why because I'm wondering how he acquired damage there. I didn't really see much from the front guys where he was, but obviously he picked up enough damage.
He may have just probably he might have made the error during safety car. But he doesn't have damage, or he doesn't have a 5-second. So the only chance is, because if you would have ran into somebody at the first braking zone, you would have got a 5-second penalty. So he didn't make.
Yeah, so I'm not sure
if it happened at with somebody.
It potentially could have happened at the start because there was cars jumping along there for position, I'm not sure because I'm not sure if I picked up his car in the back at the start, but
Yeah.
either way, looks like the grid is now queued up, so hopefully they should be back to racing.
Yeah, heading into the third sector now, so yep, safety car is gonna be in this lap. We have the notification now.
Yeah, you were correct. There's puddles all around the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the spray is going to be horrible for these guys. So now Tails is going to have a little bit of obviously a better advantage, in my opinion, starting like this.
Yeah, we've seen Tails get some pretty damn good restarts, but we've also seen Groovy get some good restarts as well. But it's hard to get a good restart from second. You know, you have to. It's a skill. I'm gonna say that, and I am not one that possesses that skill. And look at this. He actually just lets he almost is like overtaking.
He almost passed the safety car.
That's almost dangerous. You gotta be careful with that one. But he got a huge jump. Look at this. 1.2 seconds already. 1 second between the top 3 already. All these guys. So a good jump from Tails.
Yeah, obviously the spray is not as strong in the game, non-existent almost.
All right, West
how
Echo
it would be in real life.
Lap though. Shout out to West Echo. I'm kidding. But anyway, no, it's interesting to see David's taking somewhat of a more narrow line, I should say, than TC. I'm interested to see how he takes this corner. Oh, TC locks up pretty bad. David might have the opportunity to go around the outside.
Oh, here comes the Red Bull as well, and he's gonna dip down to the inside.
Oh, Canadian on the inside. It's gonna be close between the 3. He's gonna get squeezed a little bit. They're gonna be too wide, but David loses out.
Yeah, he makes the move on the outside, so David's gonna lose out.
Canadian, the big winner there, getting both of those positions, and that also getting into the fold now, right behind these guys. So Canadian hopping into P4, and he's right on the tail
very nice
of TC.
move there. Yeah, he's right on the gearbox coming out.
So yeah,
Nat gets a little bit of squirrely coming out of that hairpin.
We're already seeing kind of the leaders just disappear from view. Specifically Tails, because Tails is already building almost a 2-second gap. But look at this.
He runs deep. Canadian's coming to the inside here, but he's going to back out.
Yeah, maybe not the best place for overtaking there. But TC,
yeah, he thought about it.
Making quite a few mistakes here in the early goings. Again, going wide. He hits the wall.
Off the wall.
He's drifting now. He's struggling so hard. I don't know if he picked up damage there or not. Oh, he's going very slowly. I think he might have.
No visible damage, but
stay out.
I agree with you, though. There almost has to be with that speed into the wall. But Canadian is right there, and he potentially is going to look for a move here.
Not quite close enough. TC defending for his life, using every bit of the track right now, but not quite close enough for Canadian. Canadian just prowling right now, trying to jump on any mistake, but it's so much harder to overtake in these wet conditions. But TC going deep again. I think he's going to have the move done.
He's going to go to the inside, and he looks like he is side by side, and he is going to get past him here.
He is past, and TC's going to still be in danger.
David as well is going to dip down to the inside and make the move stick. So TC's going to lose 2 positions there.
Oh no, TC's going to...
He touches...
TC spun it! TC has spun it!
And he's gonna have to back out in a horrible spot.
Oh, and the Mercedes collects him!
Right into the Mercedes. Now the Mercedes gonna move up to the side now.
TC also picks up a 5-second penalty.
Oh, so super unfortunate for TC. He tried to stick his nose back in there.
Whoa! Okay, I thought I saw the Haas going straight on there. So absolute chaos. The Alpines are out of the podium now. And it's a safety car again, but...
Now this was almost... wow, these are almost like Max and Lewis, our 2 championship protagonists, are coming together.
Yeah, man. Wait, was it David and TC or was it Canadian and TC?
Oh, Canadian, you are correct. My apologies. My apologies. I thought it was David at first, but you are right, though. I think
I think it was
I think
Canadian. I
it
can't
was.
remember really now.
I
It's
think it
almost
was.
so much has happened already in like the 2 laps that we just had of green light racing.
Actually, no, I think it was David because yeah, David had just made the overtake, and then TC tried to
TC had
fight
hit
back
the
on the
back of
inside.
him. Yeah, I think you're right.
It's such a slow spin too. Once again,
Yeah,
just
those are the
gets
worst.
there. And then, but just parked right up against the wall, almost like an Austin Powers moment. Had to wait for cars back and forth before he could
Yeah,
turn
but
around.
I do think the Mercedes of Vapor did make contact with him, but I don't think it was bad enough to put him into the pits because he's obviously still out there in P8. TC is now in the pits, so he's gonna probably drop down to the back of the field. Unfortunately, he might be able to stay out in front of the McLaren, but he's gonna also serve a 5-second for the touch on it with David. So just unfortunate race
So
right
that
now for TC.
brings him back in because Tails was starting to pull.
Oh yeah,
Not
he had
much
a
of a
4-second
gap, but
no, he had a 4
yeah,
second
4
gap.
second. Okay, so it was 4 second. I thought I seen it, but then I almost thought I seen it wrong.
Yeah.
And stuff for a second.
No, he was no, he was in a league of his own, and I think that's when I think we're at a point in the season where everybody is extracting most of their personal pace. Kind of later on in the season, we're over halfway through, and most of these guys have gotten their driving style down. They know what they like in a car. They know what to expect. So I think qualifying is actually a very fair representation, not only of your qualifying pace, but of your race pace, because it looks like, yeah, Tails was damn near about half a second faster than anybody else on track.
Yes.
And that was how it was in quality.
Yeah.
And it was the same. Groovy was kind of in his own little zone. I think somebody was about a tenth or two behind him, but obviously he only had about a second or two to Canadian. So this restart's going to be interesting. If Tails is able to pull away again, Canadian now might not be so forgiving. Canadian obviously we've seen him have insane pace. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and see if Tails is if Groovy is gonna obviously seen last time Tail jumped the gun super early, so hopefully he will. If he does again, he'll be waiting for that. But it will be interesting to see, though.
Yeah, so we're gonna do at least another lap. Not enough of the boys caught up yet. And yeah, TC comes out of the pits in P13. So
Yes.
he's got some making up to do, to say the least.
Yeah, down 10 positions from his starting spot. And I cannot remember, honestly, the constructor. Let me check that again real fast. I knew they're fairly close.
Yeah, so the Alfa Romeos are 10 points ahead of the Alpines at the Red Bulls are on 156, Williams on 155, Aston on 144.
Yeah, so they
Still seeing also Tito keeping it clean so far. Still sitting in P7. I think he's maybe dropped a position. I'll check. Yeah, he's dropped
just
one place.
one.
But
yeah, it's still
it's not
sitting.
bad.
Mhm.
Sitting behind Gelfie, who's had a pretty solid start to the race. He's up 2 positions. Nat up 4 positions. Canadian obviously up 4. Vapor up 8 positions, and Underrated up 6. So
yeah, Vapor and Underrated having a kind of a quiet, solid race.
Right.
Vapor, obviously, like you mentioned, kind of got collected, unfortunately, by TC there. But
I mean, we
yeah,
watched,
just slow and steady though.
We watched I believe we watched the Mexico race together, right? We were in the party.
Yes.
Yeah, and we kind of saw sometimes having a quiet race, that is the best race to have, you know. When the commentators aren't really looking at you because you're in no man's land, like a Pierre Gasly
Little
or
Pierre.
Charles or Sainz. They were just, you know, P4, 5, and 6, just in really no man's land. So
Yeah. I think you mentioned,
yeah.
I don't think Pierre probably had I think you said probably 0 seconds of airtime, and I think you were correct.
Right.
I don't know if
And I said
I
that
think
during
they
the
talked
race.
to
I
him
remember I
more.
was like, they haven't showed Pierre Gasly one time, and this man is in fourth. But he
They
had
showed him more on the grid walk than they
right.
did in the race.
And that man was, yeah, he was just chilling in P4. He was like a long ways back from Perez and Hamilton, but he definitely had a solid gap as well to Sainz and Leclerc. So yeah, sometimes those quiet races, those are the ones you want to have. Yeah, I think I could say today, I think I had a little quiet race. Started in last, got to third place. No airtime at all when I watched the stream back, but I was perfectly fine with it. I got some airtime on the last lap. That's all I needed. Yeah, I believe we should go in at the end of this lap, but we're going to have to roll through one more lap. I think we've had 6 safety car laps and 2 green racing laps, so more safety car laps at the moment than race time, but hopefully we can get some consistent green light racing here in a little bit. Yeah, it was entertaining while it was lasting.
Yeah, for sure. No, honestly, like the saying, obviously, safety cars breed safety cars, especially with a full wet Singapore. Would not be shocked if we see this Aston Martin come out and lead the pack around for a few more laps, but hopefully not. Hopefully we see some clean racing going and no unfortunate accidents going forward.
Yeah, I am right there with you. I would not be surprised to see another safety car later on in the race, but as we said, hopefully.
See, right now they should let us drive the safety car while we're spectating.
That would be
you know, we
super fun. I would love that. That is like the best idea I think I've ever heard in my life. I'm not even joking. That is the best idea I've ever heard. Oh my god, imagine if you were the spectator and you were allowed to drive the safety car. Like, come on, that would be amazing.
I mean,
but then that would probably be very, very, like, you'd probably need some settings to, like, draw that back. Like, you need, like, a minimum
you only
speed,
get
hopefully.
Limited, yeah, it's almost like a pit limiter. You can't have too much control.
Imagine if you was just brake checking the drivers. Like,
he brake checked me.
But yeah, no, that would be absolutely hilarious. I love that idea.
Yeah, okay, so the lights are out on top of it. I missed the...
Yeah, the safety car's coming in this lap.
Yeah, so they're coming around the final turn now. Tails is going to wait a lot longer this time, and now he's going to bolt.
Yeah.
Ruby this time, though.
Oh!
Ruby had a little bit of snap, though.
Yeah, I saw that. It looks like we're single file for the time being. Everybody cleanly through the first turn, so...
Yeah, everybody just straight in a line, basically.
Tails through that first couple of corners already gained, I think it was like 0.8. Now it's almost a second.
Yeah, 1.2.
Because I think Groovy was able to keep it to about a 0.4 gap. And then...
Oh, and then Tails has a bit of a moment there, though. Saves the car.
Oh, he kept it. He kept it, and he's probably gonna need to change those underpants after that one. We have an off. Hold on, that's Routine Lick who's off the track. I think he keeps it running.
He does keep it running, missing the whole front wing. So he's gonna have a long lap to get back into the pits.
Right.
And it's a virtual safety car, yeah, because I think his whole front wing was on the track.
Yeah, so it seems like that's something new because we're definitely starting to see VSCs where nobody DNFs, and we saw that. Oh, well, he actually did DNF now. So
yeah, I think he decided to ride the car. Yeah, he looked like... I think he had a lot of damage. I think it was more than just the front. The front wing was missing, but I'm not sure how he hit the wall, but it looked like just the whole car did not look right, though.
Shout out to J-Mick for letting me know that the instructor standings were over the gameplay.
They're still over.
Yeah, at least though I started to use a like a translucent version, transparent version, so like you can kind of see through it. But still, my fault.
Not good
my
enough.
bad, guys.
Not good enough.
I had one job.
You had more than one job.
So yeah, more safety car time. Hopefully. I don't even.
Yeah, I believe this one.
I don't even want to say that.
I believe this one though should be a lot. Oh, and Vapor, as I say, that picks up a speeding penalty. But I believe this one should be a lot quicker. The group is
yeah, obviously
pretty queued up.
That's true.
So once again, Tails.
I think they have to do
go
a
ahead.
minimum of 2 laps. So yeah, sorry to cut you off. I think they have to do. I think the safety car does have to do a minimum of 2 laps. I think that is a thing in the game, but.
Well, see, that's why we should be driving it, because we would just whip it in right now, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean...
And it's
just
funny
pull off to the
some
side,
of the
let them
boys
go.
that are unfortunately not participating are watching the stream. I just got a message. Place your bets over under 6 safety cars in total. If you take the over on that, you are halfway there. And we're only 10 laps in, so you might get there. You might get a hefty payout if you took that over.
I was going to say, Vegas would probably give you pretty decent odds on that.
Yeah, the live odds have definitely swung toward plus or the over, definitely the over side on that bet. If you can't tell, myself, Ed, Celeste are betting that.
Yeah, well, I bet on it, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't bet on the races I race in, though. You know.
Oh, I do
you
sometimes.
You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. You know.
Yeah, what was his name? Jeff Donahue? I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Jeff Donahue.
Yeah.
Jeff Donahue. Or Tim Donahue.
Yeah. I knew I was off on both names, but I was like somewhat close.
Samsonite Swanson. I don't know if you've ever seen Dumb and Dumber.
Actually, I haven't. Well, I have, but I was so young, I don't even really remember it. Oh man, this is what you call buffering right here. This is what great commentators do. We fill in the time for you guys.
Yeah, so hopefully it ends, but I think you're correct. It has to do a minimum of 2 laps. So
yeah, I think we're guaranteed to get started this time around. Hopefully,
you'll have to bear with us for one more lap, as the boys are still trying to keep heat in these tires, though, going around super slow.
That must be so tough to do. They have barely had any green light racing. You can't. Yeah. It's really hard to keep those tires warm when it's full wets like this. So probably struggling.
It's interesting watching some of their strategies. Some of them have a super aggressive, back and forth, and other ones I'm not sure if they're just obviously a little nervous. You obviously don't want to wreck under safety car, but they're pulling a Raikkonen and just straight lining.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because I think last year it was much more effective to do the tire weaving. I think it's a little bit less effective this year. Whereas what we were kind of seeing Nat do actually in the formation lap, where he was just kind of burning out his tires and then
send it and drift it
really
a little bit.
I'm basically drifting the car.
And he is still doing it right now. Yeah. So he is.
Let me get on board with this.
I just went to the helicopter view and he was sideways around the corner.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're confident in your ability to control it and handle it, that is probably actually the best way of warming your tires. And also braking, heavy braking is the best to warm up the tires, the cores specifically. Because that's the main thing. They can get the surface temp back pretty quickly, but that core temperature is going to take a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's a skill. It's a literal skill. If you can manage to keep core temp consistently, you are without a doubt going to be benefiting from that. So we are coming in this lap, though.
Okay, so let's see this time. Tails last time, he's already shown his hand twice now. Went early once, went late last time. Is he gonna go for the middle this time? We will see very shortly here.
Yeah, this is almost like mind games at this point. Kind of like a penalty
Groovy.
shootout. Are you gonna go left? Are you gonna go right? Are you gonna go down the middle? You really got three
Groovy had
options.
a much better start last time, but yeah, exactly.
I think he's gone already. Yeah, Groovy's gotten a lot closer this time. Again, he gets one!
He's gonna lose
position!
He's gonna lose a position to Canadian.
He's gonna lose 3 positions.
Yeah,
and David hops in the second. Nat hops in the third.
Here comes David all the way up in the second position, but Nat's gonna go to the inside.
The Mercedes trying to keep it together. They're still side by side.
David's gonna have the line though here. Are they gonna turn around the corner? No, they do not.
Nat had to lift off more than David there, though. The wall was coming at him quickly.
But here comes Groovy back down to the inside now.
Groovy's gonna decide to pull out, and that was probably the smartest thing to do. Maybe try to play a little bit of a mind game with Nat, but Groovy's gonna be on a prowl. He's gonna be wanting to make up these positions.
Very great driving though from Nat and David there and Groovy there.
Canadian
Groovy had to save the car. Did a good job just to keep the car going and stay with the guys here.
Yeah, that safety car may have given us some very, very good green light laps here that we're gonna be able to enjoy. Hopefully, I don't. I hope I don't give that the old commentator curse. But anyway, we're still under racing, and these guys are right on the back of each other. Tails, though, gone.
Once again, already almost 4 seconds, but obviously he went second place. Groovy having a little bit of a moment.
So far that I actually saw David in second and thought that David was Tails. He was so out of the picture. So, and yeah, Canadian right on the back, and Canadian absolutely has like no vision right now. Without a doubt, has such little vision. And if you're in cockpit cam as well, I don't believe Canadian is in cockpit. Maybe he is. I could be wrong. But especially if you're in cockpit cam right now, you are ruining the absolute ability to see nothing. Yeah, Groovy going a little bit wide there. So they're starting to spread out more. Nat losing touch.
Yeah, no, I
with David.
See what you were saying though. Yeah, especially through that last little sector. Yeah, Canadian could barely see anything from his onboard, it looked like.
Yeah, being right behind 2 cars. I believe it was actually 3 at the time because David was a little bit closer to the pack. But now David's gotten a little bit more of the gap, in the Alfa Romeos are often running off to the races. They have been unleashed, and they have a chance at a 1-2 here. Oh, Canadian getting right on the back of Groovy. It's getting really tight here. Oh, Groovy going slightly defensive.
Yeah, he's thinking about it. Oh my goodness, his wing was almost underneath his rear tire there.
Oh, I think Canadian's got the exit. Canadian has the exit. They're going to go side by side. This is a dangerous place to overtake. Groovy's going to take the line, but Canadian's going to try to stick it out on the outside. I think Groovy's going to take it here. Yes, he's going to keep the position, but they did make slight contact.
Slight contact, but I believe, yeah, that was a good, little bit of good defense though and stuff.
Yeah, I think maybe, just maybe, I want to say I've been on board with Groovy for 2 warnings. Oh, they've all just locked up into that corner. Canadian gets a snap of oversteer.
Yes, super close here. They're almost side by side again here. Canadian gets a good exit. He's going to dip down to the... No, he's going to back out of it. Smart move there because that was not the place to overtake underneath the bridge here. Yeah, but this